Hey Cash Flow Circle, welcome back to Buying Rental Prop. This Friday focus, instead of a book review, I want to dive into a topic that's been on my mind for a while, especially after all the conversations happening online about HOAs. You've probably seen some of the videos screaming, "Don't buy a condo." But let's pause. Should we be running from HOAs in California or rethinking how we approach them? Before I talk about some recent developments with one of my HOAs, I thought it was important to first share some broader context and personal reflections. That way, when I share what's happening in a future video, you'll have the full picture. So let's start with some context. Back in June 24th, 2021, the Champlain Towers South collapsed in Surfside, Florida, taking 98 lives. It was tragic, and it exposed major issues in how condo associations were deferring critical repairs. Florida responded fast. By October 2021, task force were reporting widespread problems. A Miami-Dade grand jury pushed for eliminating the ability to waive funding reserves. Then came Senate Bill 4D in 2022, which required milestone inspections and mandatory reserve studies for condos over 3 stories. SB 154 in 2023 clarified those rules and locked in reserve funding deadlines for 2025. In short, Florida cracked down hard, and honestly, rightfully so. Here's a quick breakdown of what's now required in Florida's HOAs and condo associations. No more waiving reserves unless the state allows it. Mandatory structural inspections, clear financial disclosures to owners, and real accountability for boards that drop the ball on safety. It's a wake-up call, but it also raised the question, will other states follow? Watching this unfold, I started to wonder, how much of this could affect us here in California? We already have some HOA regulations, like Civil Code 5550, which requires reserve studies every 3 years, but it's nowhere near as aggressive as Florida's post-Surfside laws. Still, I wouldn't be surprised if change is coming. The state has seen major fires, floods, and insurance concerns. If structural neglect ever leads to loss of life here, the pressure to act will skyrocket. I'll be honest, I actually like suburban single-family homes with modest HOAs. Give me a home with a decent yard and let the HOA just take care of the park and the signage at the front. That's the ideal to me. But my wife, she prefers being closer to the city with amenities like a pool and that neighborhood feel. And I get it. The community vibe matters. While we've owned both, right now we own 2 properties with HOAs, both above $400 a month. A rental property in Oceanside and a condo in San Diego where we currently live. At first I thought we might be overpaying, but when I added up what we spend on landscaping, household repairs, termite control at our last single-family home, honestly, it wasn't that different. We're staying in our HOAs for now. Here's what I'll say to anyone in the cash flow circle. If you're thinking about buying into an HOA in California, do your homework. Look at the reserve study. Ask about deferred maintenance. Think about lifestyle, but also run the numbers. Just because Florida had a wake-up call doesn't mean we should panic, but we should pay attention. So what about you? Are you team HOA, or is your dream home one with no board meetings and no monthly dues? Drop a comment below and let us know how you're weighing these trade-offs, especially if you're a California homeowner or investor. And be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because in an upcoming video, I'll be sharing some recent developments with one of my HOAs. and why they've got me paying even closer attention to reserve funding and board decision making. See you next time, Cash Flow Circle.